Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Hey, my jujubes. Hopefully, I can get some of you guys in here with me today. It's been a while. But I'm back. Okay, so I'm trying to try out some new things, explore some new things, while at the same time still being able to do the things that I love to do. So hopefully, if I don't get you on this live, you can catch me on the playback. Um, that way, you can still be here. It's a little off. I'm trying to record in a different. Hey, Kennedy, can you help me real fast? I'm trying to get a little bit of what's going on. I can't see the chats right now because I'm on my phone, but I'm gonna figure out how to do all of this. Today is my first time doing it on my phone. So, well, doing this part on my phone. So, hi guys. Hello, hello, hello. I love you guys. I love you guys. So, this weekend, last Thursday, I went to AspireCon. You know, we do it every year. Hey, Kennedy. And I'm back from AspireCon. This time it was in Cancun, which was so dope. Can you give me like that book right there so I can see if it's on top? It was so dope. No, not that one, the big one on the other side. Sorry, guys. It was so dope. It was, of course, Ashley Antoinette and all of her crew. They gave us a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous setup in Cancun. And then there was, of course, all of my book cousins, sisters, and friends. So it was a really, really, what's the phone that I'm just, forgive me this time, y'all, so I can perfect this. It was a really nice time. So it was a really, 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 really nice time. This video is gonna be so bootleg. Please forgive me, guys. So, but it was a really, really nice time. We did ATVs. We did. Some people did zip lining. We swam in a cave. It's called the cenote. So we went there. So it was just a overall wonderful, wonderful experience. Today I have this loaded seafood baked potato. Okay, it has broccoli, cheese, shrimp, bacon, sour cream, and all that over there. So I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. This is my Marty's Kitchen cup. If you do not know who Marty's Kitchen is, please, please, please go and visit my sis site, smartykitchens.com. She is a seasoning guru. She has a Cajun seasoning that's to die for, a herb and lemon garlic butter bomb. Go check her out. But these cups keep yourself cold for more than 24 hours. So go check her out. But so I had an awesome time. We went, like I said, ATVs. Some people in the cave. We went to Tulum to go look at the ruins. We got to do some shopping. We had a pool party. We went on a boat ride. I jumped in the ocean. It was just a magnificent experience. Okay, so I'm so happy that I had an opportunity to do that. So I am going to continue to do my channel, but it's kind of going to be a little revamp. It's going to be kind of like a lifestyle channel, so I might eat. I'm definitely going to still continue to talk about my books. I'm going to be doing some life coaching because I have my coaching certificate that I just recently got. Well, it's probably been about a year now almost. And I'm trying to build my clientele. So I'm just going to kind of be letting you in on Juice's life, you know, what I'm doing, how my life is going, and things like that. So that's kind of what this video is today. I am going to wrap up Butterfly 4. So if you were waiting for that, it is here. So I'm going to wrap up Butterfly 4 as most of it as I can. And then I'm going to announce at the end what book series I'm going to be discussing next. If you have any recommendations, you can put them in the comments so that I can check them. But if nobody, you know, recommends anything, I am definitely going to go to my next favorite series. I'm not telling you what it is yet. I'll wait to the end. But that's definitely what I'm going to do if I don't get any comments or suggestions. So, because it's been so long since I talked about butterfly, I'm just going to go off the top of the dome because you know, to know me is to love me. And if you know how I am, you know I've read every book more than one time. But surprisingly, I have only read Butterfly 4 once. Okay. So, but I do know everything that happened. So, it's busting. But I believe in my last video, can you believe I haven't recorded a video in 6 months, guys? It's not even funny. But in my last video, I believe we were talking about Morgan, and Bash had did some really not so nice things to her, and she was trying to figure out how to get away from him. And so he had her basically like trapped. Trapped inside of his parents' mansion, right? Which we all know is insane. Kennedy, last thing. Sorry. So she was trying to figure out how to get her kids safe. Can you please, last thing, look, go in my room and get my Butterfly 4 book. She was trying to figure out how to keep her kids safe and get out of this house alive without anything happening, because he has basically turned into somebody that she doesn't even know who he is. Like, she's never experienced Badge in this light. And she don't know really what to do. So Christiana and Bash have basically told her she needs to cut off contact with her family until after she's married. And she's like, how am I supposed to be able to do that? Ethic is just not going to be okay with that. You know, like, I'm going to really hurt his feelings. And they basically was like, well, I don't know what to tell you because this is what you need to do. Now, mind you, by this time, Ethic is fighting his case. Messiah was in jail. He got out. Kind of on a technicality because they wanted him to eventually snitch on Ethic, which we all know he wasn't going to do. So she basically telling him, like, I've already done everything y'all wanted me to do. You've already wreaked havoc. Excuse me, it's a fly. You've already wreaked havoc on the lives of my family. Like, what else more can I do to show you that I'm going to still be cool when everything is everything? So she basically had to call Ethic and tell Ethic that she can't deal with the shenanigans that's going on with him and his family, and that's it in your hand.
This is the first one.
No, it's not. That's it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. She basically told him, like, what else more do y'all want me to do? So she basically called him and told him, like, can't be involved in your shenanigans anymore because I'm about to marry Bash, and his lifestyle, his family's lifestyle is just too much. I cannot do all of this for you, basically, and be here with you. You know, even though I know I said I was okay with Alani, she tried to say, like, I basically lied and I was only doing that to make you feel good. So she was basically saying anything that she knew would hurt him and that would get him to be mad, I guess, or hurt his feelings enough where he would leave her alone until she could figure out what her next move was going to be. But we all know Ethic, and that was hurting his feelings. Like, what do you mean? Like, I thought he was doing good. You know, I'm going through a lot right now. Alani's about to have a baby. Like, Please don't do this right now. So, um, so she had to find a way to convince Bash to let her get back to her house. Because, of course, at his house, he had too much leverage. Everything that was going on, he had so much control over at his house. But if she knew she could get back to her house, she could get to a better playing field, then she would be able to kind of control the situation a little better. So she basically told him, like, you know, I'm sorry for all the stuff that I've done. I'm sorry for the role that I played and how our relationship has turned out. I know he was good before. I know I ruined it, type of deal. Um, I'm not gonna say that what you've done to me hasn't hurt me, but I could find a way to get around it. She found out that they had her followed. It was pictures of her. Then she found an autopsy report. I guess the girl Allie. So I think she went on to tell so she wound up seeing the picture of the girl Allie, and the girl Allie wound up looking like her. And so I guess that while she was in there getting all of the information that she was trying to get, she was having Sorry be the lookout. So when Bash came, I think Sorry started crying because that was what she told him to do if somebody was to come. It is good. So sorry. Excuse me. So when she went into the room, Bash finally came around and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Yara wanted to scare me half to death. You know how big this house is. I couldn't find them." And he said they was playing hide and seek. He said, "Yeah, this house is a playground, a big old playground for kids." She said, "Yes, it is." And so she said, "You know, we can't stay here with your mom forever, right? Like, we need clothes. The twins miss their room. Like, they want to go home. I want to try to feel a piece of normalcy, Bash. Like, we can't do that here. You and me, we can't even try to get on the same page as long as we're here." And so he said, "So what do you expect for me to do more?" She said, "To not treat me like a prisoner. Everybody's going. I'm all yours, but these four walls are going to drive me insane. I need my phone, my friends. I still want to start my internship for school. I still want to dance. I could do all of those things and still marry you." And then he said, "You know, I never meant for things to go this far. You just make me so crazy, Morgan. Like, I waited for 2 years the other night. I didn't force it. I was careful with you. It wasn't like those other guys. I was gentle, Morgan." He was, but it was creepy because she didn't want to do that. So it's like you say you was gentle, but that's creepish, bro. Like, you raped me for real, and I couldn't say yes or no. Like, you drugged me, so it was just like, no, sir. Being gentle to something that a person didn't want to do still is. I didn't give consent. So she said, "I know," and so she really didn't want to try to make it seem like, you know, she was scared or her feelings was hurt. She was just trying to find a way to get to a common ground so that she could get out of there and go to her house and she had a level playing field. So She said, that's not what I want from you though, Bash. I didn't want to go down that way. I can't even remember it. I want to make love to you and remember what it feels like. It's not the same if we both don't enjoy it. And so he said, you got to give me a chance. But she said, in your mama house, like this what you want to do here in your mom's house? We can't do nothing in here with her all over me. I feel like a science experiment. The way she's picking my clothes, my food, watching me, it's uncomfortable. She said, let's go to my place so we can have some privacy and we can talk and so you can touch me with permission. You have to know that what you did and how you did it is not okay. Say yes, Bash. Say that I can go home. So she asked him, like, don't you want me to be awake this time? It's totally different, trying to coerce him into letting her go to her house. And so he said, okay. So they wind up going to her house afterwards, and they wind up going to her house afterwards. And then he told her, like, don't play games with me, Morgan. She said, I'm done playing games. I just want to figure out a new normal. I can't lie and say what you've done hasn't hurt me. It does. But I know what I did to hurt you. And I'm sorry, Bash. And that part she really did mean, because, like, the I would say, like, not necessarily leading him on, but continuing to be with him and knowing that she didn't love him like that. Basically using him in a sense to mask or get over whatever emotional baggage that she had from her past relationship, because we know she carrying 6 suitcases full of stuff from her past. So that was it. So we know that Aria is in Miami because Issa had her go because they didn't know what was going on as far as like Messiah getting arrested. They didn't know if it was hot for everybody or if it was just hot for him. So he had her redo it. He had her go to Miami. And so she was down there with Mo from the cartel. So she wound up talking to white boy. Aria's down here now talking to white boy Nick, and she basically asked him, like, have you talked to her? Like, I haven't heard from her in a little while. Like, after everything's gone down, like, she'll be normally the first person who will call me, but I haven't heard from her. Like, and she real dry with it. Like, she hit me back on the text, but respond with one word answers, because of course that wasn't her responding, that was Bash responding. And so Nick was like, well, at least you're getting one word, because she ain't even saying nothing to me. And so Aria was kind of like unsettled. Like, something's not right. Like, it's not normal for her to go this long without talking to me, or to at least reach out and let me know everything is good. And of course, with everything going on between Ethic and Messiah and Meek, like, it's just a lot. So how like something's off. I need to check with my girl. So he told her, like, well, can you pull up on her for me? And he said, more big girl, like, maybe she don't want to be found right now. He said, maybe she don't want to be found right now. So Aria was like, just check on her for me, because if you don't, I'm hopping on a plane. So Aria's intuition, she said, was going haywire, and she knew something was wrong, and that Morgan was her absolute best friend. So the scars that Morgan had left on loved ones after, she tried to commit suicide last time, everybody's like, we got to make sure that if things get too rough, that we got to check with Morgan to see what's going on. So Masari and Yara and Bash and Morgan, they wind up being able to go back to Morgan's house. And so, Sari goes in, he's super excited. We home. Like, we hadn't been here in so long, so everybody's super excited. And so she told Masari, to put their stuff down. And so Ash like, meet me in the room. She's like, dang, you can't wait till the kids to see you. Like, you that thirsty. Like, you need to calm down. And so she said, you can't wait until they're asleep. Mommy, us not sleepy, right, y'all? Like, girl, we've been gone for all this long time. We ain't trying to go to no sleep. And so they said they're not tired. So she said, well, let's just try to get rest our eyes. If you aren't asleep for 20 minutes, I'll let you stay up for a little longer. They won't last 20 minutes. I'll be right back. So when she goes into her room, she winds up giving Masari the iPads, and she tells him She said, go be a big boy, get your iPad charger, and call Auntie Aria and tell her to send help. Because that's the only way she got it. Because Bash still got her phone. She still doesn't have any access to be able to tell anybody else what's going on. Because at this point, she's being held hostage, okay? Bash is a lunatic at this point. So, she told him, is Nikki coming, mommy? And she said, he's coming, baby. She wasn't sure who more Aria was going to send, but she know, like, somebody got to come because this is just bad. But it has to be our little secret. If you tell Papa Bash, she won't let him come. And she said, no matter what you hear, I don't want you to get out of this bed. Don't get up until I come back for you. Do you understand? And he's like, yes. But what if Auntie Aria asks to speak to you? Her, your best friend, her might want to say hi. Little baby, bless his heart, Miss Praise my book. You tell her Papa Bash won't let me. You tell her to send someone fast. So I know this is a big task for you, baby, but I need you to listen. You know how to FaceTime her, Miss Sorry. Just hit her picture and wait until she answers. If she doesn't answer, keep trying. Whatever you do, make sure you whisper, okay? So Sorry is so confused. Like, you want me to be quiet. You want me to, you want me to call Auntie Aria, but you don't want me to come get you. Like, he only 2.5, so it's like, he don't know what's going on. Like, he confused. So, she gave him the iPad, she gave him a kiss, and she left out of the room because now she got to try to figure out a plan to not only get Bash to leave her alone, so to speak, but to swindle him into whatever it is she's trying to swindle him into doing. So she go into the room, and as soon as she get in there, he on her, like, you know, rubbing. You know, I'm like, boy, like, don't even be doing that. Because it ain't never that serious. Ever. So, I know I'm full, but I'm still eating. So, he told her, we don't have to right now, Mo. Like, it's forced. And she said, that's what you like, though, right? You like that force? I was unconscious before, and you wanted it then, right? That's your thing? Is that what you did to Allison? Did you fight her? Did she fight you? What happened to that girl, Bash? Because whatever happened, I don't want it to happen to me. I got 2 kids, so if this is what you want, you can have it. And so he said, be quiet, Morgan. You know, because now you're talking about something that you don't know nothing about. But that's a trigger for him. Because who was Allison? And why y'all got autopsy photos of her in y'all drawer? Like, did you and your mama off her? Like, come on, what y'all got going on at this point? So, she said, no, I'm not going to be quiet. She said, because I want you to know exactly what you're doing to me. Because you used to be my friend. Like, we used to be tight. We used to have a relationship. And you're here to do damage. So just do it. Be the monster you are and take it. Is that what happened to your old girlfriend? I found her betrayed Bash. Did you hurt her? She didn't kill herself, did you? And he like, she was unwell, Mo. Was she? Did you trap her too? Did you isolate her, blackmail her, do things to her the way you did me? He said, I said, shut up, Morgan, because now he getting pissed off. So now he done wrapped his hands around her neck, slamming her body up into the, into the wall, into her room. And now it's just deep in there. So she like, you so bitch made. Like, you a piece and a nobody. Ain't got no presence about yourself. No real clout. You a mama's boy who has to drug women to get what you want. Like, you want it, you take it. Take it while I'm conscious enough to defend myself. And so he like, she deserved it. She deserved it. Girls like that are a tease. Girls like you, Mo. When I saw you, I thought it was a second chance. You look so much like her, but you played the same games with me, Mo, just like she played with me. I tried to be patient to earn your trust and wait for you to love me like I love you, but you let other people in. You let them distract you from what we had, just like her, putting other people first, other men. She learned, though. I showed her who was in control. You can give a girl the entire world and she won't appreciate it. He said, beg me, Morgan. Beg me like you beg your little thugs to message you. Is that what I have to do to give you, for you to act? You're just a whore, just like your sister. She's like my sister. You know how you be like, what do you mean about like my, like, well, how do you even know anything about my sister? Because apparently, before right now, I think that you only know me for me, not what I had going on prior to you. So, So she clawed at his fingertips, and they went through all of that, and she went to the gun, to her drawer, and got the gun out or whatever. And she told him, like, you did something to that girl, like you unalived that girl. Allison Moran, she said, I found the autopsy report in your mother's office. It says she died by suicide, but you did it because she didn't want you. What is wrong with you? He said it wasn't supposed to happen that way. The same with you, Mo. He said none of this was about you at first, but you keep pushing me. She said she wished the gun was loaded because it was all. So they went back and forth about that, and she wound up telling him. He said, "Well, you remember what I have on you, Morgan? Like, since this is what you want to do, put the gun down. Let's talk about what I have on you. You brought me to this place. This is my stuff, babe." She said, "I knew how to entice you. I knew how to get to my gun, and I knew where everything in this house is recorded through my security footage." So she wound up saying that, Meek can see and hear everything that's going on in her house right now because he installed some stuff in there. So that's why she wanted to get to her house. She said everything that you just did, everything that you just submitted to is on tape. So it took everything in her to hold the gun straight, but she did it because she remembered Messiah and her all those years. Keep that shit steady, shorty. If a man know you scared, he might try to take it from you, because you won't pull the trigger. So she didn't shake. She didn't even breathe. I trusted you, Bass. And she said, you want to talk trust. And so they went back and forth or whatever. So he wound up leaving. So they started giving each other bed, revealing all the stuff that they did. He said something about Allison, and then she said something about Allison, and he started talking about Kenzie and Lucas. So, what do we do now? Are you going to shoot me? She said, we call it even. You let me and my kids go. You call off all the court cases, and you sign over the rights to my kids. They mine. And she said, I struggle every day to be strong for them kids. We will have. He said, I've arranged more for less. Don't overestimate your power. She said, don't overestimate yours. My security system is backed up on Amik's account. He pays the bill. I have the password. Everything you said and did is on tape. So if you wanted to hit the fan, little buddy, if you wanted to stay there, get out of my house. If anything happens to me, he'll watch the tape. You know what happens then. He'll come. Saya will come. Ethica will come. It won't even matter if they go to jail afterward because they'll take their time willingly after seeing what you've done. The police will be the last thing you have to worry about. So she basically trumped him or whatever. So then, this is basically Ethic telling Messiah, like, I talked to Morgan, and Morgan, told me that she didn't, want to deal with me no more because everything that I got going on and the family that she about to marry into, she can't really, deal with my shenanigans. And so Messiah said, she said, what? Babe, hold on. Like, that don't even sound like something that she would say. And so Ethic was like, I'm trying to be real hard and give Morgan autonomy over her own decisions in her own life. But if she thinks I'm letting go, she's mistaken. So he basically like, I done did that once before, but I'll let you on there. We just not. We not. He said the thing between her and my wife, it just puts me in a bad way. He said, I've never handled more with impatience, but this is becoming too much. So, Messiah said, Mo's wrong about Alani. Alani ain't hurt nobody over there. From where I'm saying, she's been doing a whole lot of healing for the past year. He said, I know. Let Morgan tell it, though. Alani is the worst thing that ever happened to her. Nah, that ain't what Shorty would say. He said, my ear been to the streets, and I'm out the way, but I still listen to, you know what I mean. So, he told him like the next court case to be handled and everything will be okay. So then we go and we talk Bella and Henny, because Henny's about to get sentenced because he was basically in the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to say goodnight to Bella. And they talking about giving him 15 years or 13 years, and then she like, you could tell he like tell on who. I don't even know who to tell on. So I think I might have gave y'all a synopsis and rushed through this the last time, but I am going to do it again. So basically what happens is Messiah and Amik and Issa find out what Bash did to Morgan. And they have a gangster party, okay? Amik flies to the school. You know, he talking shit back and forth with with Bash, basically letting him know, like, in the middle of teaching. Like, Bash is in the middle of a class. Amik at the top, they talking about Aeropostale or something. His name is I'm saying it wrong, but it's a like old play or book, Shakespeare or whatever, and he going back and forth. And now Bash is nervous. They done put him in the trunk of the car, took him to the gym, beat him up real bad, poured gasoline down his mouth, all type of stuff to Bash. He's done. Okay, come to find out that he did it because a long time ago, maybe like all the way back to Moth to a Flame, Ethic did wind up getting rid of the guy who let Raven do drugs. Like, it was just real different. So Morgan and Messiah kind of tried to they have a moment when he comes to the house, basically because Amik winds up going to the college to get Bash first, but Messiah goes to the house where Morgan is first because he feels like he has to show up for her in a different way than he's shown up for her before. So it's almost like going back to Ethic, one, and reliving that intimate moment that Morgan and Messiah had, after everything happened to her with Lucas and them. And then he basically was telling her, like, if you can't talk to me right now because you too caught up in your emotions, you can sound like that's your first language. I've been learning, I've been listening, so whatever. So they have a really, really, really a real intimate moment with each other, and they give a little bit of themselves to each other, but not as much as the reader probably would like. And so he calls Ethic, and he tells Ethic, like, be easy on her because that's still my baby mama, So, but then he tells her, like, Morgan, I gotta go because, excuse me, I gotta go avenge. I gotta go, show what's right for my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be having you, like, no, he can't do what he did to you, and then there's no consequence. Like, sorry, it's not gonna work. So, they do that, and they call it a gangster party. It's kind of like the last time they link up since everything done hit the fan. So now Morgan is kind of like distraught because she don't really know what to do. She knows that she still loves me. She knows that she still loves Messiah, but both of them for different reasons. And she's basically in two different times of her life right now. Like, she's basically overcome this traumatic event with Bash. She's basically having to embrace the fact that Messiah is officially back, and now they have to learn how to co-parent. It's a lot of stuff between them. Amik winds up deciding that he wants to move to Vegas. He's not going to be around for a little while. He's just going to let her kind of like find her way and do what she going to do. Alani's still pregnant. They have a gender reveal in the book, and you find out that it's a girl. And then she winds up going into labor, and then she winds up going into labor, and then she passes out in the swimming pool after she had it. The baby's name is True. So now you left on the edge. You don't know what happened to Alani. You don't know what happened with Messiah and Morgan because they had a conversation, and he finally revealed to Morgan the information about her and Amik, and how he told Amik to take care of her. Like, all of that has been revealed, and now the book just ends. Ashley, she got it. She did. So we are currently waiting for Butterfly 5. I don't know when that's going to happen. And quite frankly, we not kind of want to rush. I kind of don't even want to rush it because I really don't know what I'm going to do when this series is over and these people are no longer something that she writes about consistently, because these are my favorite group of people. So I kind of gave y'all a rush because I just wanted to be able to say that I officially finished it off. Um, Henny did wind up having to go to jail. He wound up having to do 7 years. I don't think that he really gonna do all 7, but you know, we never know with how things pan out in life. And yeah, so now we just on edge. So what I was thinking, for anybody that's still watching, or if you watched the playback, what series I wanted to do next was a series called On Us. It's by Arthur Nina. Now the book has 5, 6 books, I think, in total, but all of the books are not accessible. She did like a special edition on some of the books, on one of the books, so it won't be like I have the book, but it's not like you can't go and purchase it anymore because as of right now she doesn't have any copies. So if you are watching and you want the next couple of videos for a while to be, you know, I'm gonna throw some in and I'm gonna switch up some stuff and throw in a little bit of things here and there, but the next book I'm going to do is On Us. The series starts with a book called Front Street. Then after Front Street, there's On Us 1, 2, and 3. And then that kind of ends it, but then she goes back and writes a book called Hassan, because Hassan is the father of the Porter Boys, whom I love so dearly. Lake is my man, so I don't want to hear nothing from nobody, okay? Not a single person. And then there's another book called Clearwater. So if you want to dive into that series with me, please come back. My recording may be, I'm thinking 2 or 3 times a week now, not every single day for right now, because I'm trying to get myself back into the groove, my work schedule or whatever. But I am like dying to get back to you guys and get back to this. So On Us will be our next series. Well, the On Us series, Front Street as well, by Arthur Nina. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and being here to watch me and go on this little journey with me. One of the things that I want to leave with you guys is that us as people, we have to be mindful of those things we call expectations. A lot of times those are the things that will cause us hurt and heartache in the long run, is those expectations that we have of people. We have to learn how to meet people where they are and either choose to deal with them where they are or let them be and walk away. Okay? So that is my food for thought for today. Be careful with those expectations. Learn how to meet people where they are, or meet them where they are and leave them there, you know, and don't get so caught up in those expectations. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love my Jujubes, and I hope to see you guys every time I upload. If you have not liked this video, please like it, comment, share, subscribe on every platform you can think of. I love you guys. Bye bye, Jujubes.